Perhaps the greatest secret of the universe is hidden in how resilient life can be. There is a tiny creature all around the world that even our eyes cannot see. Tardigrades, also known as water bears. At first glance, they appear innocent and cute, but their true nature is being the most resilient soldiers of nature. These microscopic creatures, which astonish humanity, have gone down in history as the only living beings that can survive even in the deadly void of space. Now, we embark on a fascinating journey into the mysterious world of water bears. Tardigrades were first discovered in the 18th century. German zoologist Johann August Ephraim Goeze encountered these strange creatures while examining moss samples under a microscope. Their bodies were short and plump. They had 8 tiny legs and were moving with heavy steps. Their appearance was so cute that they were called water bears. However, discovering what these tiny creatures could actually do would take humanity centuries, because their secrets would be revealed not only under the microscope, but also in the most challenging corners of the universe. Today, we know that tardigrades are 0.3 to 0.5 millimeters long, which means they are slightly larger than a speck of dust. Most species cannot be seen with the naked eye, but these tiny bodies carry nature's most incredible survival mechanisms. They can be found almost everywhere in the world. Among the grass, on the moss, in the polar ice, in the dry soils of deserts, even in the darkest depths of the ocean. It's as if nature has deliberately placed them everywhere to demonstrate the limits of life. So, what makes them so resilient? First of all, we should start with their incredible resistance to temperature. A tardigrade can survive in cold as low as -272 degrees, which is almost reaching absolute zero. In the same way, it can survive in boiling water at temperatures reaching 150 degrees. This is something no other multicellular organism can achieve. Their resistance to pressure is also extraordinary. The pressure found in the deepest trenches of the oceans, strong enough to crush a human in seconds, is not lethal for a tardigrade. In fact, in addition to this pressure, they can also withstand the pressure of the absolute vacuum of space. Another feature as impressive as their resistance to temperature and pressure is their immunity to radiation. They can survive even when exposed to radiation levels hundreds of times lethal to humans. The secret lies in special proteins found in their cells. Scientists have named this protein DDSUP. DSUP acts as a shield around the DNA and prevents radiation or chemical damage from breaking the DNA and killing the organism. It is such an effective protection that when researchers transferred this protein to human cells, they found that the cells became much more resistant to radiation. This is a biological treasure that could be used in many fields in the future, from cancer treatments to space travel. But the real secret of tardigrades is hidden in an extraordinary biological strategy called the ton form. Normally living actively in water, tardigrades lose almost all the water in their bodies when conditions worsen, shrivel up, dry out, and stop moving. In this state, their metabolism almost completely stops, and their life activities are nearly zeroed. From the outside, they appear dead. However, when suitable conditions return, for example, when they come into contact with water again, tardigrades revert to their original state within a few minutes. This revival can be possible even after years. So for them, time is like a process that can be stopped and restarted. This incredible feature is a life strategy not seen in humans. Because we are extremely sensitive to water loss, even when only 10% of our body is dehydrated, the risk of death arises. But tardigrades can survive even if they lose 95% of the water in their bodies. This is one of the most important factors that makes them almost immortal. One of the greatest discoveries about tardigrades in the scientific world was made in 2007. The European Space Agency exposed tardigrades placed in a space capsule named Photon M3. directly to the deadly environment of space. Vacuum, absolute cold, and strong radiation normally destroy living beings within seconds. However, a significant portion of the tardigrades that returned from this experiment was still alive. Some even continued to reproduce. This result practically shocked the scientists, because for the first time, an animal had managed to survive in the direct void of space. This experiment not only increased the fame of tardigrades, but also provided revolutionary evidence in terms of astrobiology. If such a small creature can live in space, perhaps life is much more common in the universe than we think. In the glaciers of Mars, in the subglacial oceans of Europa, or on other planets, resilient forms of life may be hidden. Tardigrades have become one of the most concrete examples that bring this possibility to light. Water bears raise important questions not only for science, but also for philosophy. What is the definition of life? Where do the boundaries that make life livable begin and end? We humans think that life is fragile, but tardigrades show us that life may not be fragile at all, but rather extremely resilient. This also makes the possibility of life emerging in the universe much stronger. Solving the mystery of tardigrades could be a great opportunity for humanity. Maybe one day, thanks to their genetic mechanisms, humans could also become more resilient. Astronauts protected against radiation, people who can slow down their metabolism for many years and travel interstellar distances. Although all of these seem like a dream today, the existence of tardigrades turns this dream into a scientific possibility. As a result, water bears are miraculous creatures that redefine the boundaries of life. Their tiny bodies can defy even the most lethal conditions of the universe. They remind us of the power, resilience, and universality of life. When we look at them, we don't just see a microscopic creature. We also see one of the strongest indications of how life can survive in the universe. And perhaps the clues that will shape the future of humanity, because sometimes the smallest creatures give the greatest lessons in the universe.